It was supposed to be just another rainy afternoon on campus, the kind where the drizzle paints the world in gray and the scent of wet earth lingers in the air. Students hurried past the courtyard, heads buried in their jackets, umbrellas bobbing like black mushrooms under the dark clouds. But in the far corner, by the old oak tree that had stood watch for decades, a scene unfolded that would change the lives of 3 people forever. A tall, broad-shouldered man in a faded army jacket stood motionless, scanning the crowd with the quiet vigilance only years of service could teach. His boots were worn, his face carved by hardship and storms, both the kind nature brings and the kind life throws at you. This was Daniel Cole, a single father, a soldier-turned-mechanic who had promised his daughter he would never let the world make him hard. What he didn't know was that fate was about to test that promise in the cruelest way possible. Before we go further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of standing up for what's right, take a second to like this video, share it, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Ripple of Hope. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Daniel hadn't been to this campus in months, not since the day his daughter Emily had nervously walked through those front gates for her first semester. She was only 11 now, but he remembered the promise he'd made her that day: Daddy will always protect the people who can't protect themselves. Today, he was here to pick up a part-time job in the maintenance department. Life as a single father wasn't kind, the bills piled up faster than he could pay them, and his military pension barely covered half of what Emily needed. Still, Daniel faced the world with the same discipline that had kept him alive in war zones: head up, eyes sharp, heart steady. The sound of raised voices caught his attention. At first, he thought it was just the usual campus noise, banter, debates, a bit of harmless teasing. But then he heard it, the edge in a young woman's voice, the trembling mix of fear and defiance. His gaze locked on a scene that made his stomach knot. A girl, slender, with a white cashmere sweater soaked from the rain, was pressed against the oak tree by a tall, aggressive boy. His expensive varsity jacket screamed privilege, but his eyes were cold and unkind. He was towering over her, his voice low but sharp, the kind of tone that made Daniel's instincts scream predator. Daniel's feet moved before his mind caught up. The soldier in him never really left, he had seen too many moments where hesitation cost lives. As he approached, he noticed details: her trembling hands clutching her backpack, the way her eyes darted for an escape, the sneer on the bully's face as he leaned closer. Daniel's voice cut through the rain like a gunshot, firm and commanding. The bully froze, startled by the presence of a man who radiated a kind of danger you couldn't fake. Daniel didn't shout or posture, he simply positioned himself between the boy and the girl, his stance making it clear there would be no more harm today. The bully mumbled something about "just talking," and backed off with a smirk that promised this wasn't over. Daniel ignored him. His attention was on the girl, who was pale and shaking but trying to mask it with a forced smile. He asked if she was all right, his voice soft now, stripped of the steel he had used moments earlier. She nodded quickly, almost too quickly, and thanked him. Her voice was refined, her words carefully chosen, clues Daniel didn't think much about at the time. To him, she was just another young woman who deserved to be safe. He never once imagined she was the only daughter of Claire Hartwell, the most powerful CEO in the city. Over the next few days, Daniel found himself crossing paths with her again. Her name was Lila Hartwell, though she introduced herself simply as Lila. She always seemed to have a shadow of worry in her eyes, even when she smiled. Slowly, she began to open up, not about her family's wealth, but about the pressures she faced, the way people either tried to use her or tear her down without ever knowing who she truly was. Daniel listened without judgment, offering the kind of steady, unshakable presence she had rarely known in her world of polished boardrooms and ruthless business deals.